Well, this is my first time ever looking at this instrument, so I don't know how successful your request is going to be. She's doing good, yeah. I mean, she's like still 2 weeks after surgery and is driving us all crazy by like, you know, going grocery shopping and all that, but she's doing good. Good Shabbos, how's it going?
How are you?
Doing okay, how are you?
Pretty good. A long weekend.
Whew. What does your work look like?
I'm a psychotherapist. I work in a pain program.
Oh, cool.
Most people can't do.
Oh wow, that's powerful stuff. My dad's.
So I'm in the clinic 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, I go home. So I'm taking a lot of Thursdays and Fridays off. So the Thursdays and Fridays I work, like this week, are usually quiet. Because schedulers are like, oh, she's been taking all that time off. So my regular times get shifted around. So it was actually like really quiet.
That work is so cool. My dad has had various midlife crises that caused him to get both psychiatry and physiatry training. So he's a psychiatrist who does mostly pain management stuff through you know psychotherapy sort of lens. Yeah, it feels like. Was that always what your practice looked like, or?
So if you told me that I was going to be a social worker that did psychotherapy, like no way, it's just my dad. My dad's was a psychiatrist who did counseling, not really very much medication. So yeah, so initially after graduate school, I was doing individuals with brain injury. Did a little psychotherapy, a lot of good stuff, with coordination of care. So but after 21 years with the same exact team, I was like, couple of them. But it's really getting on my nerves. So this program right next door down the hall, done the examination for social worker. So I was like, wow, that's a really good fit. I knew they did. So I'm in there probably actually I just teeny little hole in the wall. Before I know I had this huge office with natural light.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Right.
Wow. Free-range kid.
This isn't how I want things.
Oh, let me just find my way here, okay? Unless you would rather that I'm not fussing around. Because I always feel bad when I look at the when I look at the YouTube and see that it's like 15 minutes of people just wandering around.
Set the space? Yeah, why don't we
Make
step
it possible for you to daven yourself? start instrumentalizing for a while, mostly for the sake of the YouTube feed. And
Cool.
then when it's time, you can cue and just start.
Do the intro. Okay.
Is it time?
Yeah, let's do it. Page 302 in your C door, or number 1 online.
And Shabbat Shalom.
And Shabbat Shalom.
Shuv Adonai et shviteinu kafikim b'negev
Bedima Berina Yigzoru Shir Amalot B'shuv Adonai Hayinu Kechomim Az Yimale Tzchok Binu U'Leshonenu Rina Shir Amalot B'shuv Adonai Hayinu Kechomim Az Yimale Tzchok Binu U'Leshonenu Rina Haloch Yelech Uvacho Nose Meshech Hazara Bo Yavo Berina Nose Alumotav Shir Amalot B'shuv Adonai Hayinu Kechomim Az Yimale Tzchok Binu U'Leshonenu Rina Ay 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 ay
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Rabbi Joey. I'm wearing glasses. I have long hair curled up on the top of my head tonight. And I am so thrilled to be joined by MJ.
And I'm MJ, and I've got curly hair, dark hair with purple in it, and a side cut, and I'm wearing glasses.
Welcome to each of you who is on Zoom tonight. Welcome to everyone who's on our YouTube live feed. And welcome just like so much to everyone who schlepped over here and is on 50th Street tonight. Is anyone here at Shir Tikva for the very first time? Ooh. Raised hands, people. Could you just say who you are and where you're coming from?
My name is Seth, and I'm married to Jessica Markson, the new executive.
Ooh. And was there one other hand over here? Hi, Lily.
Welcome.
Welcome here, y'all, for the first time. Is there anyone here who's here for the first time? Oh, and one more. Oh, amazing. I love Savannah. Welcome.
Drink deep while you're here.
Oh, yeah. Welcome. What's that? We'll cheer when they come in.
We'll just all stare at them while they walk in.
I'd love just for a chance for us to bless each other with Shehechianu for all the folks who are here for the first time, for all the folks who are maybe coming back for the first time in a long time. This is a blessing for arrivals of new or returning things. We sing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Welcome. As we move into Shabbos, as we mark Jewish time together, I gently invite you into right now. While our minds might drift in the direction of what has been, well, our anxieties, that's a euphemism for my anxieties, might float in the direction of what is yet to do. Shabbos has an opportunity to ground us in the joyous, in the messy, in the tired, and in the exciting now. Let's take a second to breathe in fully this moment. In a second, I'm going to peer pressure up Jake and Talia if you're willing to light the Shabbos candles. You can find the blessing on page 2. Come on up. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'nitzvot v'tzivanu lehavik shel Shabbat. You guys actually don't get away so quickly if I can position you right here. Whichever way you, yeah, face me, I think. Would you like to wait until your folks are here for a good old blessing? Yeah, okay, let's do it. We're getting rid of these. Jake and Talia are going to be married on Sunday, and we'll bless them later when Talia's folks get here. Talia, if you can give me like a huge enthusiastic wave, and we'll make it happen. More to say later on that, but for the moment, we'll come into our service on page 12 in the C door, number 3 online, and I, with so much joy, hand things off to MJ.
Amazing. I'm going to do that again. I invite you to do it with me. Just a deep one in and let this week out and let Shabbat in. Adonai Nariya Letzur Yishenu Nikadama Fanav B'todah Izmirot Nariya Lechuneranena Adonai Nariya Litzui Sheinu Nikadim Afanav Bitoda Bizmirot Naharialo Ya la la ya ya la ya la la ya yo ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya ya la ya la la ya yo ya la la ya ya la ya la 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 ya la la ya ya la ya la la ya yo ya la la ya ya la ya la 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 ya la la ya ya la ya la la ya yo ya la la ya 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 la 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 ya la la ya ya la la ya ya la ya la 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 ya la la ya ya la ya 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 yo ya la la ya ya la ya la 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 la
We turn to page 13, 6 lines from the bottom, or number 4 online.
ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים ומלואו ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים ומלואו Yamamai, yamai, yamamai, yamai, yamamai, 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 yamai, yamamai, yamai, yamamai, yamai, yamamai, 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 yamai, yamamai, yamai, yamamai, 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 yamai, yamamai, yamai, yamamai, yamai, yamamai, 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 ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים, ירם הים ומלואו ומלואו ישמחו השמיים, השמיים יתגל הארץ Got it. ירם הים,
ירם הים,
ומלואו יממי, ימי, יממי, ימי, יממי, 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 ימי, יממי, יממי, יממי,
One line down on the page.
Yiramayamumlo Tevel v'yoshveva Yiramayamumlo Tevel v'yoshveva. Let the wave wash over me. Let the wave wash over me. I am already under. Let the wave wash over me. Yiramayam ulo tevel v'yoshveva Yiramayam ulo tevel v'yoshveva.
We turn to our lavender sheets. Number 1 on a Pekoach.
Anna b'choach gedulat yamincha tatir terura kabel rinat amcha taveinu nora Anna b'choach gedulat yamincha tatir terura kabel rinat amcha taveinu nora ay oh ay I believed in solid ground until I saw the earth in motion, in the wind of steady change, and in the ever-rolling ocean. I believed in solid ground until I saw the earth in motion, in the wind of
steady change, and in the ever rolling ocean. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I, oh, גדולת ימינך תתיר צרורה תתיר צרורה קבל רינת עמך סגבנו תרנו נורא.
Before we bless the bride of Shabbos, we get to bless two holy people as they look towards the chuppah this coming weekend. There's a real risk coming.
And careful, they look mad.
We'll fold them in song before we fold them in words. Yum ba da ya yum midi yum bum bum ba yo. Yum ba da ya yo. Yum ba da ya yum ba yo. Yum ba da ya yo. One more time. Yum ba da yum ba yo. Yum ba da yo. Yum ba da yum ba yo. Yum ba da yo. Jake and Talia, in preparation for this moment, I learned through some of the Mishnayot, the early rabbinic literature, that I heard rumors that initially brought you two together. I was drawn to a passage in the 8th parak of Brachot that speaks to a practice of grounding when things feel busy and a little overwhelming. I'm not sure if that moment resonates with you. With regards to blessing the end of Shabbat, candles, the blessing the Havdalah candles, we hear from the hero of the entire Mishnah, of Hillel, that we should not bless God who created light in the past tense, but instead God who continues to create light right now in the present tense continually. On the other side of those Shabbos candles you so beautifully lit, on the other side of a Havdalah candle, on the other side of Lake Harriet, you all will be kindling the light of a renewed and renewing partnership, a light built of your care for each other and shining towards a life of mutual support. Amidst the worries, the travel snafus, the COVID concerns of your officiant, I bless you to bask fully in the present tense shine of your love, and to know that this is not the first, nor will it be the last of your co-creations together. That with song and metal, care and strength, you will continuously build a home for each other and for your community. Let's surround them in song one more time before we do some throwing. Yum ba da ya Semen Tovo, Mazel Tovo, Mazel Tovo, Semen Tovo, Semen Tovo, Mazel Tovo, Semen Tovo, Mazel Tovo, Mazel Tovo, Semen Tovo, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulechol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulechol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulechol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulechol Yisrael. Blessing one holy couple to blessing the holy coupling all around us. We turn to Lecha Dodi on page 20, number 7 in the online Siddur. And as is our tradition, those who would love, who would like, can bust into the street during our last verse.
Lecha Dodi lekrat kala.
Lecha Dodi lekrat kala.
Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala.
Lecha Dodi lekrat kala.
Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Pnei Shabbat
nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad, Hishmiyanu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'letzilah, Lecha Dodi likrat kala.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala.
Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habracha, merosh mekedem nesucha, sof maaseh v'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala.
Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Mikdash melech ir melucha, ki mitei metoch hafecha, orav lach shevet be'emek havacha, hu yachamol alayich chemla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala.
Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
V'toreri me'afakumi, livshi bigdei tifatechami, al yarin tishai v'talachmi, kol ba'el nafshi gehala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala.
Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Hitoreri, ki va'orech kumi uri, uri shir daberi, kivod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala.
Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Pnei Shabbat
Shabbat nekabela. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקרמי, מה תשתוכחי ומתמי. בך יחסו אני העמי, ונתנתה הראתי לה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. והיו למשיסה שוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך. אכניס עלייך אלוהייך, כנשוש חתנה כלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי לי את אדוני תריצי. על יד איש בן פרסי ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Now, for those of you who are going to stay in with her with me while others sing Shabbat in from outside, we're going to breathe deep into it, and then when they come back into us, we are going to sing to them as though they are the actual Shabbat Queen herself. Okay? Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uvetzola. Toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, lecha dodi לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. איי עליי עליי איי איי עליי איי 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 עליי לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Good Shabbos, everyone. We'll take about the next 4 minutes to greet folks. If you're feeling like introvert mode, feel free to put your hands over your heart. Friends on Zoom, you'll be placed into breakout rooms. Feel free to turn off your camera if you want to get away as well. Okay, I should call people.
Ay, 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 yo. Ay, 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 yo. Ay, 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 yo. Ay, 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 yo. Ay, 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 yo. Ooh, that's great. You did that great. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 oh.
We start our evening service, Rising in Body or Spirit, page 28, the paper C door, number 8 online.
Ay, alay, 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 oh. Ay, alay, 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 oh. Ay, alay, ay, 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 alay, ay, ay. Ay, alay, 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 oh. Ay, alay, ay, 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 alay, ay, ay. Ay, alay, 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 oh. Baruch hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach. Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Hamevorach, Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. I am so joyful that as we prepare to turn to page 30, that our rabbis are leading us into re-engagement with the two blessings that provide stepping stones between our calling one another into prayer and the central declaration of unity that is the Shema, because they give us clues and provide a path to the thing that we are declaring. In this bracha, we are observing with gratitude and blessing the halacha of the universe, the mitzvot that we don't have to observe because they are the laws of physics and they naturally continue to occur, whatever we do or don't do. The sun rises, the sun sets, as the earth turns on its axis, as the moon turns a dozy-do around the earth, as the earth swings around the sun, as the sun swings around its arm of the galaxy, which swings around the center, and we continue to turn and turn, perhaps never so consciously as in this moment of Elul when we realize, oh my God, the high holidays are coming back really soon, which feels both shocking and familiar as this blessing reminds us and reassures us. Because I gotta say that for me, I'm going to have a moment like in late December when I fear that this is the year that it's just going to keep getting darker and darker and the light is never going to return. That we know that the light is going to return and that we are going to circle back
again and again to a place that is both familiar and entirely new. So I invite you to breathe with me into the blessing of reassurance that the world continues to turn.
Feel free to take a seat and get comfy as we move into the darkness. Page 30, 6 lines up. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom ben laila, Adonai tzivao shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu, le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Amari Baravim.
The second blessing calls us into observance and gratitude for the halacha that exists between us, the Torah itself, which feels very much of the moment as well, because I think that for many of us, the month to come and the 6 weeks to come brings us into closer connection with the guidelines that we are given for how to hold ourselves in right relationship and return into right relationship. The gilgul, the circling around of tshuva, of forgiveness, of tochecha, of calling one another into awareness of our sin, and then processing all of that, knowing again that we are commanded to do so again and again and again.
Page 32, 6 lines up from the bottom. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, ve'hem negen yomam v'layla, ve'havtecha al tasher mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Amen.
We stand in body or spirit on page 34, 11, and 12 online. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto Le'olam Vahed. You can take a seat on page 36. V'ahavta es Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'el asher anochi metzarecha hayom alevavecha v'shinatan levanecha v'tivarta b'ham v'shivtecha v'veitecha v'leftecha v'derech v'shavtecha uv'kumecha v'shartan leod yadecha v'ayu letotafot beinenecha uv'tavtam al mizazot beitecha uv'isharecha Leman tizkeru v'asitem kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. We turn to Micha Mocha on page 40, number 13 online.
Micha Mocha, Ba'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha, Nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot, Oseh felem, Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam, לפני משה ומרים, זלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Ya la 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 ya, ay 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 ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני God Israel.
As we turn to Ufros on page 42, number 15 online, I'm struck by the cliche thought of the interconnectedness of all creation and all being. Before services, Julie Jacobs stopped me and asked that I make an announcement that there's a blood shortage in the area. If you can help just the flow of all existence in our community, that would be a huge help. You can talk to Julie after the service to learn where to donate blood. Again, we find ourselves on page 42, number 15 online.
Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat, shalom Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat, shalom Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat, shalom echa.
MJ, could you give us that last line just one more time?
Sukkot Shalom Echa.
Feels like not wanting to get out of bed in the morning, not wanting to leave that sweetness. We'll turn to Veshamru on page 44, 16 online.
I have nowhere else better to be. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת שבת ויהי נפש שבת שבת ויהי נפש שבת שבת ויהי נפש שבת שבת ויהי נפש.
Take a moment to call to mind first a word of gratitude, something, just a single word that struck your heart tonight or this week that you want to call out in joy. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Sanctuary. I love that cacophony. We move into the Amidah. It starts on page 46, number 17 and 18 online. We'll start together and go our own separate ways.
Adonai
Stand in body or spirit.
Svatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha Adonai Svatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha Adonai Svatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha Adonai Svatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha
page 62.
Ose shalom bimromav uyase shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel
Bringing all our gratitude, all our quiet, all our song together. Take an opportunity to think of those in our lives and in our community that are in need of healing. Take a second to look around the room from left to right. Feel free to call your names over each other, and feel free to say the name of anyone that you're thinking about tonight who's in need of some healing. Devora Bat Malka.
When the world is sick, can no one be well? Well, I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. When the world is sick, can
Hail na Rifanala.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Just first, I think this will bear repeating for the first 3 years that I, get to be here. But I'm so grateful to be here. It feels like that this is the Shabbat community that is my job to be at. Is praise the heavens. I believe for the first many years of doing this sort of stuff that I was the first person in my family in many generations to be into Torah. And then a year and a half ago, I came across a reference to a great, several more greats uncle, Rav Naftali Tzvi Fish of the town of Dinov, which is in southeastern Poland. I told my friend Joe Mitchell recently about this discovery, and Joe was elated. He said something along the lines of, "Joey, that's amazing. You're descended from a famous rabbi." And I had to tell him, I'm, not exactly descended, I'm descended from his brother, and also he's not the most famous rabbi. And Joe said, "Well, does he have a Wikipedia page?" I said no, but he was the note taker for a more famous rabbi, Rav David. And Joe was like, "Great, does Rav David have a Wikipedia page?" He doesn't. However, Rav David's father, I told Joe, Rav David's father, Tzvi Elimelech, is actually kind of famous. And Joe's exhausted at this point and says, "Oh, does Tzvi Elimelech have a Wikipedia page?" He does. It's 3 sentences long, so he has a snippet. So anyway, I'm kind of descended from a rabbi who was the note taker for another rabbi's dad who was famous enough to have a small amount of Wikipedia. I'll take it, particularly because my note-taking ancestor's daughter carried 2 folios of her dad's sermons and writings out of Europe when she immigrated to America. And her son, my distant cousin, something removed, went on to publish that work. And so more or less every week, I get the chance to peer into this history of my family and to learn my ancestors' Torah. He collected a piece of wisdom on this week's Torah portion on Shoftim that I've been chewing over. I think what it's trying to do is seeking an answer to the question of exactly how freaked out we should be by the upcoming holidays. Particularly by the thought that according to the rabbis, to some extent according to the Bible, God spends these days judging all of our deeds and determining the entire rest of our lives. Freaky, right? For those of us for whom this theology is no longer quite right, my ancestors' Torah, I think, addresses a broader question of how we navigate our anxiety of feeling judged, of not controlling our future, of, in general, being humans with limited power, lots and lots of. My ancestors' answer to these questions starts with math. It continues with astronomy before setting us gently back at the edge of this kind of existential abyss. I'm telling you about all this arithmetic and astrology and angst because I really don't know what to make of this Torah. And so I'd love to give over some of it, and then I'd love to leave a little bit of time to hear your responses. Does this at all feel comforting? Does it feel useful? Does it feel nonsensical? Or, all of the above? Okay, Ancestor Torah. In Shoftim, in this week's Torah portion, we get, I think, a really good legal ruling. In Deuteronomy 19:15, we hear that a person, to be found guilty of something bad, that person needs to have 2 witnesses witness against them. Ed echad, 1 single witness, will not do the trick. Writing on this verse, my ancestor makes the following observation. If you do some gematria, which is a fancy way of saying if you add up the numeric value of the Hebrew words ed echad, 1 for aleph, 2 for bet, and so on, if you add up the numeric value of 1 witness, And if you added up the numeric value of lavana, which is a fancy Hebrew word for moon, both one witness and moon add up to the number 87. Pretty cool, but like, who cares and what the heck does that mean? To answer this question, my ancestor makes two further observations. One, somewhere in Psalms, there's a passing reference to the sun and moon witnessing all of creation. And two, Rosh Hashanah, the first day of intense judgment leading up to Yom Kippur, falls on the new moon when there's no moon visible in the sky. Does anyone have an inkling of where this is going? Apparently, according to my ancestor, the sun and moon are the only true witnesses to human conduct. They are the only ones that might testify about our shortcomings before God and the heavenly court. But if this testimony happens to be scheduled for the new moon, for instance, on Rosh Hashanah, one of the prosecutor's star witnesses against us, the moon, is not going to show up to court. And so, we have nothing to worry about. Without the moon showing up, even if we're guilty, there's no one or no celestial body to testify against us. Okay, that was a lot, so let me just quickly review it all. According to the Torah, you need more than one witness. According to my ancestor, one witness equals the moon. Also, the sun and moon might testify against us on the high holidays, but the moon can't possibly, because Rosh Hashanah falls on the new moon, and so we'll be found innocent in heaven, and even if we've done really messed up stuff this year, we're okay. I think my ancestor's Torah here is meant to be a comfort. He's saying, don't worry about the scary, judgy future. You have nothing to fear. The moon isn't going to show. I'm wondering for you all if this is at all convincing, at all useful psychologically, spiritually. I'd love to take some hands, take a second to think about it. Zoom folks, feel free to type some things in chat, and I'll try to get to a couple comments.
I think this is, I think that brings up just a question, like once the moon starts to be a little bit there, like how much of a moon does it need to be the second witness? That's the main question.
Beautiful question. If the moon only kind of shows up, are we still in trouble?
I think sometimes we have a hard time owning what we did wrong because we're so afraid of punishment. And so the idea that there won't be a witness and we won't get some heavenly punishment actually gives us permission to really look in without fear of retribution and figure out where have we erred and how can we make it right.
I love it. Absent of external judgment, it actually opens up room for more internal judgment, which could go any number of ways, but it sounds promising. We're hearing a few things from the chat. I'm going to read from Dylan. Honestly, for me, I don't find comfort that the moon can't judge me because I'm too busy dealing with the idea that the celestial beings were witnessing and counting my F-ups in the first place. I'm seeing from Mariasha and Lincoln, can we ourselves be considered the second witness? Can our own trouble be kind of witnessing against us? From Deborah, the ancestor connection makes me feel, again, we are all connected. I like that too. Maybe one last thought in house?
I'm thinking about how lovely it is that by the time that moon that doesn't show up to judge us on Rosh Hashanah, by the time that moon is full, we go outside. It's Sukkot. We go out and hang out with the moon, and we have a wonderful time, and it's the time of our rejoicing. So we must be right with the moon by then.
I want to say just two quick things in conclusion here. The first is, I'm on the side of some of us here that the Torah doesn't totally speak to me, mostly for the reason that if you tell someone not to worry, if you're like, don't worry, the moon's not, that's when I start worrying. But the way in which this does feel like something useful or beautiful is just like the way in which it's a good story. The way in which my own anxiety tends to go down if my brain gets to wander on a path past math and suns and stars. That the way of being human is actually just this state of often being concerned about how we're feeling and how we're being judged. And one kindness that we can do for each other, one kindness that we can do by passing on stories in our family, is giving a chance to distract each other and to gently and strangely say to each other, even if it's hard to take in, that things are going to be okay. Yesha koach, everyone. Yesha koach in-house and on the Zoom. We'll continue with an opportunity to bless our family, our family of Shir Tikva together, to bless our community. You'll find the words of the blessing we use on the purple sheet, number 3. Zoom folks, I'm depending on you to provide some words for me to call out to this community. Take a second to get cozy with the folks you're with. Malach Eloti, Malach Eloti Mikora, Yevarech et Haneyarim, Vayikra Vehem Shemi, Vishem Avotai, Avraham v'Yitzchak v'yigdu lero b'kerev haaretz Yismechem Elohim kesara kerivka rachel uchelea ke'Ephraim v'chi Menashe Yevarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom Yamambayo May our good deeds be witnessed by the moon. May we find sweetness in the coming high holidays and not be fearful of the moon, whatever its phase. May we interrogate ourselves fearlessly, feel pride in our good deeds and honesty to admit our missteps into ourselves. May we find ourselves in this season with love and compassion. If the moon is made of cheese, it is milchek. I really need to get better at reading ahead. May we find the answers to our questions, be comfortable in making difficult decisions. May we see ourselves as well as the time we have missed the mark. May we welcome fall with our friends, fresh air, and fun foods. Yiriyamba yadayayo. Yiriyamba yadayayo. We'll continue rising on page 284, 22 online for V'hashevota. V'hashevota.
והשבותה אל לבבך כי הריה היא האלוהים ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You can be seated. We'll take the next couple minutes to remember the names of people in our community and in our families and life who've died recently or for whom we're approaching an anniversary of their death. I'll be reading the names off of our list. I've said this before and I'll continue saying it. I aspire to learn all the good, long last names of this community, and I apologize so much if I say yours or your loved one's name incorrectly. Please feel free to correct me, during or after the service. I'll read a bunch of names. Feel free to wave. We'd love to hear, a sentence or two about the person you're remembering. And I'll pause after reading all of these names. Feel free to call out anyone that I didn't get a chance to say on this list. We're in Shloshim in the first 30 days of death for the following folks: Freda Raver, beloved of Mary Small; Lois Weisberg, mother of Mark Weisberg;
she was my dad's cousin's mother, and when we first moved here, I was 10, and she was so kind to us, and she played a lot of word games with us, and she was an amazing artist.
Mel Ornstein, father of John Ornstein. We're in Yahrzeit for Carolyn Cohn, Karen Cohn's mother; Robert Ely, Jacob Tanofsky Ely's father; Toby.
Hi, y'all. So yeah, it's the 1-year anniversary of my father's passing, and I've been thinking a lot about how he always left a great impression for those that didn't have the opportunity to get his first impressions. I think back to a time when I was 17 years old. We just got done moving into this townhouse, right? And my friends meeting my father for the first time. This is how they meet him. We go back to the back patio, and he just starts regaling us with just this knowledge of how to be a grown man and a good person. We're 16, 17 years old at the time, and he's wasting it talking to us, but we're somehow listening. And then he goes inside, and we're all just astounded by the information he gave us. And he goes inside to wash off from the move. And then we see this erratic movement that's happening about 10, 15 minutes later after he finished from the shower. He's fighting this fly that somehow got into the house, right? And my father, he's fighting this fly just in a clean, fresh pair of tighty-whities. And fighting that fly with the dirty drawers he took off before he got in the shower. But that's the kind of man he was. He left an impression. You got to know the truth of that man right then and there, and all the multifacets.
Wow. Toby Grace Fink, Dan Friedman, Shedlov's grandmother; Paul Fushon, Nancy Fushon's brother; Tirza Gedalia, Tamar Gedalia's mother; William Greenfield, Sarah Greenfield's grandfather; Mary Harrigan, Mary Hartman's mother; Marty Harris, Kay Harris's husband;
So speaking for the family here, I couldn't think of one specific story I wanted to share, but just my dad loved his family dearly and was so proud of us, and we miss him a lot.
And I was married to Marty for over about 54 years, and I never imagined the glue that he was to all of us through all those years, and definitely saw the best in everyone.
Irmgard Heller, Rabbi Deborah Rappaport's grandmother. Lawrence M. Joseph, Miranda Joseph's father. Jack Kalsar, Joey Kalsar's father. Seymour Bud Kessler, Richard Kessler's father. Edith Orgren Kircher, Robert Kircher's mother. Alan Klibanoff, Catherine Klibanoff's father. Abby Kohler, Con Kohler's mother. Bert Lermer, Carolyn Levy's cousin. Michael Lerberblatt, Phyllis Kahn's brother. Muriel Maloff, Lori Kramer's mother. John Miller, Jim Miller's father.
My dad grew up in New York, and he would have his 3 sons walk all around Manhattan whenever we went to visit him, living in the suburbs 20 miles away. And he was one of these people who could walk down pretty much any street in Manhattan and tell you something about one of the buildings there. And we appreciated it as we got older.
May Naiman, Diane Naiman's mother. Theora Olaglin, Helen Rubenstein's mother-in-law. David Gordon Roston, Jody Donofsky's father. Lillian Rothbaum, Susan Rothbaum's grandmother. Mari Rudick, Jerry Rudick's mother. Mary Rudick, Dara Rudick's grandmother. Anna Laura Schendel, Dennis Gulliman's grandmother.
So so Grandma Laura loved my husband with all her heart, the way that a grandmother does. And when I came into the family, she did the same for me. Being culturally very different, it was a very sweet thing.
Dan Schultz, Barbara Schultz's husband. Lucy Steinberg, Nancy Aberman's grandmother. Linnea Sungard, Sven Sungard's mother. Dorothy Worm Stettner, Ellen Stettner's mother. Jean Watson, Laurel Rydell's mother. Bobby Zemsky, Beth Zemsky's brother. Are there any other names folks are wanting to bring forward?
Jessie Landecker, the mother of my beloved co-parent and Oma of my beloved offspring, Ash, passed away last week at age 101. She was a young art student in Philadelphia when she met George Landecker, a German Jew who had begun his war in Buchenwald and ended his war as part of the American occupation force. And they moved to upstate New York and were a farm family. Jessie did not have much time or interest in the world of other people, which was very inconvenient if you happened to be another people. She was enraptured with the swirling colors and patterns of nature, which she translated onto the canvas as a prominent abstract expressionist in upstate New York in the 50s and 60s. The best part of Jessie her heart all was on the canvas. And for that reason, the best part of her survives.
This past week, I learned of two people who passed away. The first one was Kathy Bailey, and she died in July, and she was Susan Rothbaum's partner for many, many years. And I met them probably 27 years ago at a birthday party, and I was talking to Susan and found out that she was a great singer, and I encouraged her to check Shir Tikva out, and she ended up becoming one of our song leaders for many years until her chronic illness got in the way of her singing and playing the guitar. Kathy, I knew through our professional organization. She was a psychotherapist, a clinical social worker, and did phenomenal work with clients. She did a lot of somatic work before somatic work was really popular. And I know that she is missed by many in the profession and by her clients, and I'm sure by Susan as well. The other person that just died a week ago was Carla Schellberg, and I met her in the early 80s. She was a lawyer, a great lefty lawyer who was really involved in helping women go through divorce, as well as being involved in numerous political campaigns and causes that we would all support. And she died suddenly last weekend of a heart attack. So I just wanted to say those two names because they're really on my mind.
Yeah, I found out 2 days ago that somebody I've known for 30 years, I haven't seen her in years, but her name was Sherry Turner. She lived in Columbus, Ohio, and she was very instrumental in my early recovery. So I was shocked.
Two names to share. Howard Ryder, it's the first yahrzeit of his death. Good friend of mine's dad died really unexpectedly last year. And our dear friend's very good friend from college, Judith, who passed away last week.
We never met Judith, but we learned that Judith gave our very good friend a cutout of Andy Samberg for our friend's birthday. And I just think that that is a great memory to share on. A cardboard cutout, what did I say? Oh, just Andy Samberg. A cardboard cutout of Andy Samberg, life size.
I'll just say briefly that I knew Judith a little bit and met her in the context of just amazing. She taught me that you can bring people together to study Harry Potter as a sacred text. And the legacy of her work with that lives on with people studying, and yeah, just really, really beautiful human. All the names that were brought forward, all the names that of folks that might not be able to make it to Jake and Talia's weddings and you all's days. All the names that were written on here, all the names that we don't know to say. We'll pick up with Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah ve'alma divrach yirteh ve'amlich malchuteh B'chayechon u'v'yamechon u'v'chaye d'chol beis Yisrael b'agala u'v'zman karif v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mavorach le'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudasha berechu. Le'olam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiram be'alma v'imru, amen. Ishle rabba v'shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Oseh shalom b'imramav, Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel v'yimru. Amen. Folks can be seated. I'll welcome up Harry Adler for a quick round of announcements.
Thank you. Actually, most of the announcements you can see in the e-news, but make sure when you look at them, they actually go down pretty far. And so look at all of them. There's lots of opportunities. And if you don't know how to get to e-news, you're not seeing them, come talk to me afterwards. But I want to do a special call out to Jake and Talia. Congratulations and welcome to all your family that's here and friends, and wishing you the best. And I know later on the rabbis here start saying thank you to other people too. I just want to say thank you to the rabbi for your talk, and to MJ, and to our host back there, Gordon, and our Zoom people, and our Shomrim. Thank you to all what you do, and Dave for your challah, and ultimately, the Zoom audience for your blessings, and everyone here. Together we make community, and to hear your stories or to read your stories, it brings connection. So thank you for what you all each do to make us who we are. And remember, you can actually start making your pledges earlier, so do that as well, because we need that too. Best everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, purple sheet out too, by the way. Take your purple sheets out of your CDORs on your way out. We'll move towards the end of our service. Harry stole all my thank yous. Just huge gratitude again, continued, it feels so good to be in this community and to be in community in a time where so much feels rocky in the world. So thanks to everyone who made the service happen, including everyone who just, barely got out the door and came here today. We'll finish by blessing wine and challah, and then singing each other out. You can find the blessing for wine on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam barei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu shabbat kodsho be'ava u'ratzon hinkilanu zikaron l'mahaseh bereshit. Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'charta v'otanu kidashta im kol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu bruchat shechina mekadeshet haShabbat. Dave's challah is just such a treat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.